Hey, it's Melissa. If you're new here, I'm a homeschooling mom of 3. I have a 9-year-old, a 5-year-old, and a 3-year-old. And this year is I think my oldest is in 4th grade, and we've been homeschooling her since she was in pre-K. So, 6 years, 5 years, 4 years, whatever it's been. Something, a lot of numbers at this point. I feel like at some point you just lose track of what it is and you have no idea what's going on anymore. But today's video is going to be mostly like a life update, where I've been, why my channel like fell off the rails this year. I don't know what happened. I got in my head at the beginning of the year and I got worried that my crossover videos between homeschooling and motherhood, and my kids are loud, and my cleaning videos needed to all be separated, so I separated my channels. And then I couldn't keep up with multiple channels. And then I started not getting a lot of my collaborations done. And then, if you knew, we had fostered kittens. So this one's Demos. And we had fostered a bunch of kittens. And at some point we had ended up with these 2 black kittens. And my husband absolutely fell in love with them. And with everything that he's been going through, I was like, all right, we'll add 2 more cats to our already full house of pets. And not long after that, we got our we got another litter of foster kittens, and we lost almost all of them. They had something called Pan-Luke. I don't know. I know the abbreviation is Pan-Luke, and it's something mostly just kittens gets, and now we can't foster for at least a year. And they think they lost. I was going out of town that weekend, so we moved the kittens to another home so they could get their medication and get better and all that. And it was my friend's wedding, and I was in the wedding, and I had no choice but to leave, or I would have just like changed stuff so I could be there for the kittens. But I think in the end they ended up losing all but one of the kittens, and I had already lost one and was losing another when I called and reached out to hey, they're gonna need care all weekend long, and I cannot get out of this wedding. I have to go. And it was like a whole thing. And then that hit my kids really hard because we have like a fully finished basement, and then we have our upstairs. And part of that was that while the kittens were in the basement, which was really nice, we were down there multiple times a day, which was also forcing us to go down there and like clean up everything that's down there. We've lived in this house for 9 years, and a lot of the basement just is clutter. It's just stuff we never use or stuff that we don't have room for up here, and it gets put downstairs. And nobody uses it. For the longest time, it was supposed to be our homeschool room, but there's no windows down there, and I struggle a lot with no windows. And I cannot bring myself to be down there that often homeschooling when there's no windows down there. And there's a full door, but the door has to be like wide open to the outside. Like, it's just not feasible 90% of the time. We live in Wisconsin. It's raining or wet or cold, like all but 3 months out of the year, and even then it's still usually raining. So we end up schooling at the kitchen table, which is currently, it's a mess. See? Real life stuff. I was vacuuming the kitchen and then decided I was going to get some videos done. So now I'm sitting in front of the tree, which is literally opposite of where my videos have been. My couch is right in front of me. So, but we school at the kitchen table. We just clean it off, eat, go back to school, back and forth. We have the blackboard. Huge collaboration of stuff. I know over here I've been really wanting to put like make built-ins, so like they encase the dog crates, because our dogs are crate trained. We're home 90% of the time, so they're almost never in there. Right now the dog doors are open and they're in there. They just like to sleep in there. And I want to like make built-ins over there, so it's like the clutter over here is better off. Like that clutter, the school clutter, like it gets out of control. And then, so that brings my next point. So we got the kittens. The kittens were a lot. Losing the set of kittens, or the litter of kittens, was really hard, especially on my kids and me. And then adding in that, I think I got to a point where like I felt like I had to separate my videos. I felt like they had to be a certain aesthetic to them that I'm not used to having. I felt like they had to say the right things in the right spots, and it got overwhelming. I felt like I had to have my makeup and hair done. I had to have all this clutter, all that clutter was like somehow not allowed to be in my videos. And honestly, our house is not big enough to not have clutter. I am not a simplistic, whatever the word is, minimalist. I'm not a minimalist. I have too much stuff. I have Christmas everywhere. 90% of our Christmas stuff isn't needed, but up this year, the boxes just went downstairs. And I have cats meowing and kids yelling. I've got 3 kids. I homeschool and I'm home 24/7 basically. Like, I work for the farmer's market. During the summer, that's every Saturday. During the winter, that's 2 Saturdays a month. That's it. I am home with my kids all the time. And part of that is exhausting. But it also means there's clutter. There's clutter everywhere. There's always dishes. There's always dirt. There's always stuff everywhere. We have too many pets, so there's always pets everywhere. And that's the other thing. Sometimes my videos are pet related, and I'm like, well, can they be pet related? Because my channel is about homeschooling. And I got in my head this year. And honestly, it took me a long time to figure out what I was going to do. Like, do I only do homeschooling? Like, I tried that really hard this year, and I don't enjoy it as much. If I only provide homeschooling content and homeschooling reviews, I am not as happy. And then I don't want to do it. And it shows in my videos, and it has all year long, and I hate that. And then I went through a period where I was like, well, do I just stop this entirely? And I was like, no, like, I love it. I love doing it. I just don't love it right now, which was my own fault. It was my own fault for getting in my head. It was my own fault for worrying so much about what everybody else thought or cared or their opinions, or I didn't have enough followers, or I had too many followers, or I was getting too many agreements with different brands, but I didn't have enough followers. And it was a whole thing. Like, I don't know what I did. I should have second guessed what I was doing, is what I should have done. And it took me a long time and a lot of self-reflecting to sit down and be like, hey, if somebody doesn't want to watch my channel or doesn't want to work with me because it encompasses my whole life, that's not on me. I shouldn't have to change for that. And it's still something I'm struggling with, obviously, because I'm like, well, what about all those things I'm losing if I don't like set towards this? The kids and the older cat are arguing. And I was just like, but what am I losing by not being true to myself? And that's what I'm realizing this year. By not being true to myself and my channel and what I want from this, I'm not doing my videos. Nothing's consistent, and that is not me either, and that makes me sad. So the point of this video was a life update, tell you what the heck's been going on in my life, what happened, what's gonna happen going forward, which is just, I'm gonna go back to being me. You're gonna get all the things from start to finish, front to back. If you don't wanna watch one and wanna watch another, have at it. If you wanna subscribe or don't subscribe, okay, that's fine. I'm okay with that. I enjoy what I'm doing. I enjoy doing whatever it's called. I work for different companies where I just take videos for them and then I send them those videos, and you guys never see that unless you are on that company's page and happen to see or know my pets from this, or my kids or myself or my hands. That's just, I need to stick to what I know and what I enjoy, because that was the whole point of this, is because I'm home all the time and I needed an outlet, and I needed adults. I needed adult interaction and an actual still job life thing, but that still was so flexible enough for me to be home with my kids and where I could set it down when I needed to and pick it back up when I needed to. And this marked all those spots. It has provided me with amazing friendships. I love the girls that I collaborate with so much. There are some of them that I talk to almost daily, and I would never have that if I didn't have this channel and my YouTube and my TikTok and all the things, Instagram and TikTok. I would not have them if it wasn't for this channel. I would not have some of the friends for my kids if I didn't have this outlet. And I have sincerely missed a lot of the collaborations with them this year. I miss watching their videos. I miss watching all the things, and I've just been so in my head, and that's where I'm at. And I apologize that this video is so long and so rambly, and honestly though, my videos are chatty talk with me. You're my friend. I talk to you like you're my friend. You are my friend. I'm going to go back to that. So if you are interested in all that, you are welcome to subscribe. And if you're not, you're welcome to come in and out as you please too. So, but I will talk to you later, and I hope you have a good day.